Welcome everyone to another episode, if you will, of the Redox Movement. Ricardo here with Franchesca and Shawn, and today we want to share some information that might be valuable to our exercise enthusiasts or individuals that like to work out, or even perhaps amateur or professional athletes on how ASEA Redox and Renew 28 can support you in your performance, your endurance, and also your recovery when you're exercising, working out, or competing in events. And that, for me, myself, ASEA Redox, that's the biggest impact it's had in my life. I shared another video. I shared it in another video pertaining to the recovery benefits I got from ASEA Redox. Maybe 9 months into using the products, just getting older, my recovery was becoming more and more difficult or more challenging with the aches and pains I had after working out. And knowing athletes use this to provide recovery for them or expedite the recovery after working out, I decided to start taking it before and after my workout regimen, and it has done wonders. Worked out today pretty hard, and I was just thinking to myself, I still can't believe sometimes how remarkable I feel the remaining of the day. So we're going to share some, our experiences, a few stories, maybe a little bit why ASEA Redox from a physiological standpoint is beneficial, and then maybe in another video down the line we'll share some of the science that backs this up. So Shawn, Franchesca, how about you all and your experiences and what you think about how ASEA Redox can support people that like to work out?
And share a little bit. Me personally, I am a trainer and an instructor, and my workout regimen is pretty active. I would say pretty active. And just recently, I went out for a jog, and thankfully I know about these molecules, the liquid as well as the topical gel. I went out for a run and I rolled my ankle. I just wasn't really paying attention to the place that I was transitioning from to, and it was a hole, and I just rolled my left ankle. And immediately I was like, oh no, I cannot afford to do this. I need to be able to walk and stand and teach and train. And so like immediately I as soon as I limped myself home, I got my Renew 28, and I just generously applied it to the area, just all around the ankle, because I know and I'm familiar with these molecules that there's a faster healing period when you apply these molecules topically, and there's faster recovery, just like Ricardo was saying. And so I generously was applying the gel to my ankle, and then we also, in another video, we have how to use the Renew 28, specifically the 3 applications within a period of 5 minutes. So I did that application method when I got home later that evening. And this was about a week and a half or 2 weeks ago. And my ankle is fine. I didn't have to go. I didn't have to go to get it looked at. It was a little puffy initially, which is understandable. But now it's perfectly fine. I've returned to my regular workout routine and everything. And this is just a testament as to how powerful these molecules really are. And, I can't even tell you how much money I've saved. I didn't have to go to patient first. I didn't have to go to ER. I didn't have to go and get it looked at. I used the gel. I used, of course, common sense. I didn't go out and run again that same day. I took it easy a little bit. But it's been a lifesaver. And this is just recent information. And I know that we'll share some more information later on in regards to the science behind it, and just some other powerful studies that just really show the power of these amazing molecules. Shawn, did you want to share as well?
Yeah, actually, my ASEA journey began with noticing that my endurance and that my stamina had improved markedly from the time I started doing an exercise regime called Pure Bar, which I've been doing that for over 6 years. And when I encountered the molecules, I had pretty much just started, and I was whacked out by it. I think of myself not as an elite athlete, but I've exercised. I've been a dancer, ballet dancer, or other forms of dancing all my life. And I've always had exercise in my life. So I came to it feeling like I was pretty able to manage anything, but this, it's a combination of Pilates and yoga and aerobics and some ballet, actually. And the holding these muscles in eccentric ways where you really do lock down the muscle group in tiny little movement ways was a wow for me. And I literally was having trouble going up and down stairs after I would take a 50-minute class. So much so that I actually had to take breaks like a couple of days before I could go back to the class because I had so much lactic acid built up in my system that I took time to flush, which as anybody, even if you're a weekend warrior, well, maybe not a weekend warrior, but somebody who's an athlete ongoing knows that if you have to take those kind of breaks, you don't gather the same level of endurance and stamina that you really need in order to kind of break down and then rebuild the muscle group to get stronger. You're kind of starting from zero a lot. So when I started to drink these molecules, and I started at 4 ounces, 2 ounces in the morning, 2 ounces in the evening, and if you recall, it's this liquid blue bottle. So that's the ASEA Redox liquid. I started doing that, and I would say it might be between 3 to 6 months where it really hit me what had happened. Because I had to take these breaks, I wasn't able to take more than maybe 2-3 classes at the most in a week. And when I looked up, by that window of time, I had been able to take back to back to back classes within that 3 to 6 month window of time after I'd been drinking these molecules. And what had happened was that my endurance was better, my stamina was better, and my recovery time was better, so that I wasn't, I was now going up and down stairs just fine. And I was, at one point during that period, I was also preparing for what was then the Avon 39 and taking these classes and, recovering. So it was a huge aha moment about what these molecules are doing. Didn't understand exactly what metabolomically was happening. But then these studies came, I kind of got deeper into the science of it, and which we'll share, as everyone's mentioned, to kind of hook it all together. But it was huge. More recently, I have these redox signaling molecules for topical use too, the Renew 28. And I tweaked an old injury in my Achilles tendon doing at home the Pure Bar, and the tendon was swollen, and I put those molecules on it. Continued to do it after the swelling had gone down because it went down pretty quickly. But to keep doing it, I've kept all of that at bay, and I'm continuing to exercise, and the issue doesn't keep coming up. So that's another one of awareness. Not only do these molecules work terrifically in the moment, but keep doing them proactively to keep the healing process going and complete the healing process. Because sometimes as soon as the pain's gone or discomfort's gone, we sort of, chuck it. And we really need to kind of stay with it, because healing takes a while. Especially, I'm 65, especially if you're my age. I'm actually, 66. So.
Wow, thank you all for sharing. Yeah, like we mentioned, we'll share a little bit more detail, from a scientific, standpoint, why this is going on in the body and why athletes are able to go, longer, harder, especially for endurance athletes. They can push themselves to exceed their past performance levels and boost their endurance. But then when they're finished that competition or just something at the gym, you can really expedite that recovery and like what's going on in the body and why that's taking place. And one last thought, I love this guy's story. And if you Google his name, you search his name, you'll be able to find his story and hear from him. His name is Shawn Burke. Shawn, SHAWN, last name Burke, BURKE. and he's a physical therapist, but also an Ironman triathlete. And he found these molecules, ASEA Redox, I think just at a like a fair or event, and he picked up a pamphlet, and he was at the point where he was retired military, and also his career as a triathlete was winding down just because the just how battered his body was. He couldn't keep up with the practice that was needed and exercise that was needed to perform in the triathlete events. And he found ASEA Redox, started taking it, and he was literally it just revitalized his career. I forgot the exact numbers, but it's something like he's only won like 1 or 2 races prior to ASEA Redox in his whole like 15-year, 20-year career, and after ASEA Redox, it's like 15 or something like that. I don't know the exact numbers, but it's something like dramatic like that. And I also
close. That's really close. Yeah.
Yeah, and I also believe he's broken all his personal best after he's been on ASEA Redox, which was like, I think he's over 60 now. He's still going strong. Yeah, it's really amazing. He trains a lot of athletes. That's what he does professionally. So he's able to help a lot of athletes really extend their career, but also younger athletes to get the most out of their performance so they can continue to perform at that high rate for a longer period of time. So that's just.
I have that stat that you wanted that information. So when he raced 50 times as an ASEA athlete, and he won 48 of them.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. So this could just be an athletic product alone. It's not, but it could just be an athletic product.
And by the way, it passes all the WADA standards, the World Anti-Doping Association standards, because there are Olympians who are on this. So it's clean, as they, in their language, it's clean, and they use it. Sometimes it's a secret. They don't like to talk about it because they think it's their secret sauce.
Exactly. And this goes in conjunction with nutrition that they're doing. So, it's a lot of great nutritional supplements that aid athletics and exercise and working out. But this is adding something else that's doing something a little differently in the body, and enhancing the things that they're already doing, to really just for that synergistic approach to athletics. So it's amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if nothing else, we can close this one out and be on the lookout for some of the other videos we talk about. We'll talk about, because this is the part that I love, the athletic part, because it's what it's done for me. So
me too.
Yeah, same.
All right, see y'all. Bye, everybody. Oh, and subscribe, like this video if you find any value in it, and yeah, we appreciate you all.
See you next time.
See ya.